Hi, my name is Sarah, and most of you who have met me through my business called Agricultured Foods. I have been going through a lot of medical issues, so to speak, and upon further and very in-depth investigation, I have figured out that what I suffer from, on top of everything else that I suffer from, is something called PCOS, or polycystic ovary syndrome. Now, PCOS sucks. um, it affects your hormones, it affects your moods, it affects the food that you crave, but most importantly, it totally affects your life. So, long story short, PCOS is when your body releases its eggs and they don't release properly, and they form cysts, and the cysts burst, and when that bursts, you have excruciating pain. Top that with my endometriosis, and we have a super fun time. It can affect your cycle, which it has affected mine drastically. And more often than not, the problem lies in your hypothalamus. And your hypothalamus is in charge of your hormones. So when your hypothalamus is getting the wrong signals from your body, it tells your body to distribute different hormones that your body doesn't need. So essentially, I have too much estrogen and not enough progesterone. So I investigated further because I like to ask questions. And I found out that I have really high estrogen and super low progesterone. So in order to fix this without taking drugs, because I don't like drugs, I found that I had to completely change my diet. Now, I thought my diet was decent. I thought I was doing a good job. No, I wasn't anywhere near that. So what I did was I took out all sugar, no soy, no corn, no flour. I took out all carbohydrates that were not processed. So I don't eat bread, I don't eat noodles, I don't eat rice, which is really hard because I love Indian food. Like, I love Indian food. And everything I eat is mainly veg. The meat that I eat has to be grass-fed and grass-finished. If it's not grass-finished, a little secret for you, they pump them full of corn before slaughter. And I can't have the corn in my body. My body hates it. I took out all oils except for coconut oil and butter, which has done wonders for me. Last weekend, because we do farmers markets with our products, last weekend I went and I ate, it's a breakfast sandwich essentially, and it's farm eggs and asparagus and some cheese. And I never normally have any issues with it. I put some of our garlic dill kraut on it and some of our smoke and dill pickles, and ate that, hoping that that would be enough, but it wasn't. I had severe reactions to the oil, and I went out and asked them what they use, and they said they use a mixed blend, so that's not good. So we know that mixed blend is probably soy oil and canola oil. And soy is really bad for people who have a lot of estrogen, unless it's fermented, and that's something we will get into at another time. So I've really increased my fermented food intake. I eat a lot of krauts, fermented krauts from our product line, and our pickles. I love our pickles, and kombucha. Like, I can't get enough kombucha. Kombucha is so good for you anyway, mainly because It is natural liver and kidney detoxifier. There's all kinds of information that you can find out on it, but our particular kombucha that we use fair trade and organic teas to make it, all organic fruits to flavor it, and we use adaptogens. So the adaptogens actually help give you energy without attacking your adrenals, which is really important because most of us have adrenal fatigue, myself included. I had adrenal fatigue really bad, and I was worried that it would go into a thyroid problem, and I did not want it to go into a thyroid problem. So I went to the grocery store today, and I attempted to purchase something to eat. And I was really, really sad because you walk through the store and you see these huge bins in the middle of the aisle filled with Malto-Meal cereal for $2.99. I mean, how could we pass that up? I mean, we're a generation that, unfortunately, we're all about fast, quick, and easy. And I mean, you can't do that to your body. Fast, quick, and easy isn't what's going to fuel your body, what's going to feed your mitochondria, what's going to feed your cells, what's going to help take care of your gut. I mean, science has proven that 80% of our immune system is in our guts. 80%. It's so important that they call it our second brain, that our gut actually sends messages to our brain and tells the brain what to tell us to eat. It's amazing. Like, I mean, our bodies are seriously like a super highway of information. I mean, we have more microbes in our body than we are us. We have like 90% of our body is microbes, 90%. So we're literally only 10% us, if that's really the way you want to look at it. But I was just really disappointed because, even, okay, let's say chicken sausages, because I don't eat pork and I don't eat shellfish because they're bottom feeders and you are what you eat, essentially. So I looked for chicken sausages at a local, very popular grocery store in my area. I won't name names because I used to work for them. And all of the chicken sausages that they had in their healthy eating area and in their whole food type area had a pork casing on it. I mean, did you know that chicken sausages have pork casings on them? It makes it literally impossible to eat if you don't eat pork. So you really have to investigate what you're eating. You have to read labels. And you have to know what these things are on your labels, especially something like sugar. Let's just take sugar, for instance. So organic sugar is typically a pure cane sugar. That's how you know it's organic, or it has the GMO seal on it, which we'll get in on another discussion. But most sugar is made with beet sugar. So it's a genetically modified organism. They genetically modify the seeds, okay? And so genetically modified food has been scientifically proven to be harmful. Mostly because they're sprayed with pesticides. Thank you, Roundup. Thank you, Monsanto. Thank you, Syngenta. Thank you, DuPont. Feel free to add in any other names. And they're toxins. They're filled with toxins. The worst one is called glyphosate. And glyphosate actually destroys your gut flora or your microbiome in your gut. So easier words, your good bacteria, because there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. And there's supposed to be kind of an evening out of it. Hopefully more good bacteria than bad bacteria, but mostly we have no good bacteria. So that's where fermented foods come into play on this. That's why it's so important to eat fermented foods. They offer so many probiotics or beneficial bacteria, however you want to say it. Like fermented sauerkrauts and kimchi, they contain per serving, which is about a quarter of a cup, which isn't that much, okay, more beneficial bacteria than 100-count capsule bottle of probiotics. So it's actually more cost effective just to eat some sauerkraut. Not that nasty canned stuff that's been pasteurized and is not raw. You need raw, fermented sauerkraut. It's going to help you, I promise. I was lactose intolerant for 36 years. And in 6 months, I cured myself. A lactose or a gluten intolerance really isn't about you being allergic to anything. It's not about an allergy. It's about your body can't process it. Your body doesn't have the necessary enzymes to break down the food and get to the nutrients and get to the minerals because you don't have any beneficial bacteria in your body. So if you suffer from anything like food intolerance, IBS, Crohn's, anything that has to do with your gut, colitis, holy cow. I mean, really, eat some fermented foods, people. Eat them already, will ya? I mean, you're killing yourself and you're killing your families. So for those of us out there who want to be good moms, I want to be a good mom. I have 2 kids. My oldest is 22 and my youngest is just about 18. The way to not kill your children is to not feed them pesticides or glyphosate. Educate them on the importance of knowing where your food comes from and knowing what's in your food and knowing what the ingredients are. Pull out your smartphone and Google it, for crying out loud. Don't poison your children any longer. Don't poison your family. Don't poison your loved ones. And for God's sake, stop donating that crap to the food banks that's doing nothing but killing these people and making them more dependent. Because sugar has been found to be more addictive than cocaine. Cocaine and sugar, unfortunately, is in everything, even your toothpaste. Go look at it. For most of you who don't make your own toothpaste, go look at it. It's called sucralose, and that is sugar, my dear friends. So, thank you for joining me for my first YouTube post. I'm pretty excited / angry at the food companies, at our government. So you'll be hearing a lot more from me, I'm sure. And if there's anything that you want me to look up and get to the bottom of for you, I'd be more than happy to do that. So, toodaloo. Peace out. Let's culture the world.